I'm Madeleine Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm super glad that you're here. What I thought would be the bee's knees for our lesson today is to play with ways that we can generate a beautiful tone right now using our natural speech. So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. And I just want to introduce, this is my puppy. Her name is Mabel, which means lovable, and she's an absolute heathen, but she's had a really hard day, so we'll let her sleep. Anywho, when we talk about tone, we are referring to a singer's general vocal quality when they sing. Now, it is important to note that we do want to work a tone in a way that is natural. So we oscillate between exaggerating what we're feeling and then integrating that into something that feels very speech-like and natural for us, because we don't want to give the impression that we're overproducing the sound or we're working too hard. So there are many, many different factors that can create a singer's tone. In fact, there are several that are happening at the same time, interacting with each other, that creates the singer's tone at any given moment. But today, we're going to be playing around with your natural speech, because ultimately, it is how the singer manages the language that creates the tone. So, we're going to be doing this in a way that is called chant talking. There are 3 rules of chant talking game. Number 1 is that, of course, it has to feel speech-like. We want our ultimate tone to be natural for us. And what is more natural than our everyday speech? And number 2, it has to be a wee little bit higher than our normal speaking range. Now, this is so that the influence of the mouth, particularly the jaw, the tongue, and the back of the throat, are not so restrictive on the sound. So we allow the voice to venture into just a little bit higher. This will ultimately free your resonance so much more. And then number 3, it has to be slow. This will really challenge the muscles that govern the breath process, steadying that airflow and really strengthening your voice and giving you a little bit of drama also. So again, the 3 rules of chant talking are: number 1, it has to be speech-like. Number 2, just a little bit higher than your normal speaking range. And number 3, incredibly slow. Okay, so now that you know the rules of the game, I want you to please just tell me the word hello as if you are slowly calling down a well to someone. Like, hello. Go ahead and give that a go. Here we go again. Hello. Very good. Now we're not singing. I mean, we are, but we're not focusing on singing. We're just creating the conditions of music by playing with rhythm, pitch, inflection, and dynamics. Now, I'm ranting a little bit. I can sense that, so I'll calm down. So as we're talking and you said hello, as if you were calling down a well, did you notice that how your breath was behaving was very stable, very consistent? Let's go ahead and try that again. Hello. Good. Now, if you can speak in this way slowly, then you can sing anything. I promise you that much. But another element that we notice that when we slow something down is called open tone. So that pretty much means that we're opening up those spaces, just again, in managing the language itself. We're not distorting or manufacturing the sound, as sometimes it feels like we can do when we're singing. when we go to speech and use the basis of our natural speech, we have a way of creating a sort of connectivity that feels like connecting a string of pearls in the way that we handle that language. So the best way to practice this, you can practice this with song lyrics. That would be fantastic. But I really encourage you to simply read aloud for about 3 to 5 minutes a day. Now, what we're doing is we're creating the conditions for a beautiful, open, dramatic, professional sounding tone to just emerge. And you can do this by just taking some text. It doesn't matter what text you take. In fact, I have chosen the most random book I own, which is Appalachian Folklore, Omens, Signs, and Superstitions, because I'm dark like that. And I just randomly opened to any page. I have no idea what page I'm on. And I'm going to read. Now, as I read, I'm going to generate the same conditions that music has, which is rhythm, inflection, pitch, and dynamics. And I'm going to do it in a chant talky way, which is speech-like, just a little bit higher than my natural voice and incredibly slow. So I'm pretty much going to go up and down, teaching my voice the conditions that it may encounter in a normal song. So I'm going to read some random, looks like omens, according to Appalachian folk. So here we go. If a weasel is seen running on the left of a person, it is an omen that he has enemies at home. Good. Now, what I'm focusing on is, again, the steadiness of my exhale and the speech-like quality of the sound. So I'm going to pick a random, different crazy omen here. Okay. If the shape of a coffin is seen when a folded tablecloth is on a table, it is an omen of death to a family member. Now, I know this is crazy, y'all. But I know that we're just up and down in a very almost Maggie Smith, a la Professor McGonagall, Harry Potter, up and down, Mr. Potter, sort of fashion. But we are recreating the elements of music. Now, the big constant in voice, in melody, is that change is the only constant. So we are teaching the voice to behave in ways that it can work with whatever happens. But again, chant talk is speech-like, just higher than your normal speech and very slow. So by going up and down, you don't have the same level of anxiety that you might have when singing a normal song. Because again, there's not the prerequisite that the pitch must be correct and then there must be a polished stylistic quality to it. But in fact, that you can play with your natural speech in a way that is very slow. Now, I want you to imagine this in the same way that, let's say, you're a runner. And as you run, you work out with ankle weights on. And you get used to working with that ankle weights. Well, what do you think happens when you take those ankle weights off? You're so much faster. You're so much easier. That's the gift of chant talking. Now, chant talking with some random text. It doesn't matter what you're reading. You could read the directions on a shampoo bottle. All is well there. But you're going to mimic the conditions of music, is that the melody goes up and it goes down. But you're going to handle the language in a very open, consistent manner, creating more drama, creating more romance, and creating more polish. Now, just one more crazy omen for you kids at home. This is really random. I don't know where they get this stuff. I don't even know how I have this book. But anyways. A rabbit running down the street in daytime is a warning that one of the houses will burn down. Again, it's how you handle the language. Now, as you're listening to a singer, I want you to listen in an active way and see if you can hear the way that they're handling the language is very much like a string of pearls connecting one word to the next. This is the very basis of both artistry and tone. It's how you handle the breath, the shape, and the language. So even though it's ridiculous, and it is ridiculous, I want to encourage you to play with this for at least 3 to 5 minutes a day. Whatever you can do slow, you're going to start to notice yourself doing this when you sing and when you speak. Yes. And make sure I had that right. And you are going to notice that every time you open your mouth to speak is another opportunity for you to work your singing. So there you have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video as much as I've enjoyed reading some random omens to you. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I love you so much, and I would love to see you here again next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you soon. Bye, loves.